All right, and I am live. Make sure I'm getting some volume. All right, there I am. I've got my volume on. Good evening, everybody. Thursday evening here on the Rancho, and welcome to each and every one of you. Pretty Pete, hashtag Canoe Theory. How are you tonight? Thank you. I think a lot of people will be coming over from Marshall's stream tonight. I want to kind of continue the thought here. His battery died, and for those of you who come over later, yeah, this is kind of an important day today. Hey, Sandy. It's non-traditional programming here. Tomorrow night I'll be doing the baking. I'll be making cherry scones or something. I want to do something with the maraschino cherries that have been sitting around here. Vicky, how you doing, sweetheart? Karina, how you doing, honey? Nice to see you. Yeah, put a smile on my face. Reality bites sometimes in life. What's up, Vanessa? How you doing, beautiful? Nice to see you. How's everything in the UK? I hope things have gotten a little better for you. Hey, Pink Peony, Tim Jones, Vanessa, I know you've had some losses in your family. You know what? It's been right in my mind here thinking about that, honey. So, hey. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Twink the Troll. One of these days, I'm really going to go over to the dark side and set up a troll account and have some fun. I just could never bring myself. All these years, people would say, "Oh, Rosie, you're too narcissistic to have a troll account." Pretty funny, huh? You need to have your name out there. Hey, it's good to a gal's got to know her limitations. Yeah, I'm probably going to put a sweatshirt on in a little bit. It's really chilly now. It's going to be like in 40. Haven't had any wind at all here, Brian. Haven't really had much in the way of wind conditions. There's going to be a lot of very angry people. Yeah, use the maraschino cherry juice in a vanilla cake mix. There you go, Pink Peony. Well, I want to use them up, and I think that they would be kind of nice in a scone. I'll figure out what to do. I thought I had another can of I thought I had another can of these. I went to the Dollar Tree last year and I got like 5 cans of cherries. They were like $1 a piece. Do you think Elvis feels level set over what he's calling a van restoration? No, I think when I started pointing out some of the difficulties, I mean, yeah, so far so good here, Tim Jones. Thank you. You read online about people that doing van build outs and things, and for the most part, they're starting with flatbed vans with nothing. They're not coming in with heaters and water heaters and refrigerators and all that. They're starting with a good, clean build. I don't have that advantage when I look at this van. I have a lot of electrical wiring. I have a lot of plumbing that's running around this rig that sort of makes you really stop and to thine own self be true. You got to look at that stuff and you got to say, hey, what am I prepared to do, and where am I kind of going out on thin ice here with this? Yeah, I could be very meticulous and very caring, but I have a life too. I don't think that we're in any danger out here. We're just having super chilly weather right now, which is it's nice and warm during the day. It's going to be in the mid 80s in Las Vegas all next week. Hey, Jeffrey Perez. Yeah, Dancing Dawn. There's a lot to be considered, and I'm not one that likes to deflate people's dreams, but I just think if he could see what I saw for the possibilities down the road, he'd be very happy about it. Thank you, Dancing Dawn. I'd like to be realistic about things. Good evening. Um, I'm not totally rolling out the possibility of doing the complete restoration. It's just that I can't be all go Gertrude here and say, hey, it's all good, man, and slap on the back and get things gutted out and then sit there oh, now, why did I do this or why did I do that? I have to be the wet blanket in life. I have to be the one that's been around on planet Earth 24 years more than Marshall has. I've seen a lot more. I know I have a lot of experience in carpentry and electrical and plumbing. And, it's just that, he's not ever thinking about safety hazards and qualities and things. Hey, how you doing, Jessica Jennifer? How you doing, bad hemorrhoid sufferer? McFly's. I can't sugarcoat things. I can't sugarcoat the money. I can't snap my finger and make money appear out of thin air. Not my job. I always told Marshall that's something I would never get across is the financial. Did you find something really wrong and told Elvis it's not worth rebuilding? What's up, Joseph Camus? Um, yeah. Hey, classy redhead, how are you, sweetie? I was just thinking about you tonight when I was going over to my community page to unblock some people. How you doing, forever friend? Let's see. No, it's a question of it's a realization that there's not going to be the funds, McFly. Nor am I. I'm not beating the drum for them tonight, but anybody that thought, oh, Rosie's just gonna chuck a lot of her own dough in and do the job. No, I mean, I have to be realistic. I have to turn to Marshall and say, look, man, this is what we have. This is what we can do. This is what we're not going to be able to do. And I don't want to put some half-ass cabinetry in there and have some, screwed up looking mess. Hey, yeah, thank you. Hey, Missy, how you doing, sweetie? Well, it's not so much, you can, McFly, it's one of those things in life. You could have two people present something. You could come in and you could present it to an audience and say, this is the simplest thing in the world. We only need to do this, 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 and this. And somebody else could come in and make it sound like the most complicated thing since setting up a bottling production line at Coca-Cola or something like that. It's all in the mind. It's how you tell the story. I wish he'd keep bed back. Like, yeah, get a better mattress. If I'm gonna have a BBW or somebody in the van, I'm probably gonna be on top of them. I'm not gonna be so much worried about the space at the moment. I mean, have you ever hooked up in the back seat of a Volkswagen? No, how you doing, Spanky? Did Marshall say he's leaving YouTube? I mean, there's realizations that I really don't know how to phrase it, McFly. There's probably a realization that times are changing on YouTube. I don't know, and I really don't know how to answer that. I really don't know how. Hey, what's up, Coach? Yeah, I wouldn't mind going 60 minutes in the jungle room. Are you going to buy the van now? No, I'm not, CBT. I'm really super happy in my small utility panel van. I'm really happy in that. Yeah, it needs to be cozy. I mean, how many nights are you going to have a BBW or somebody in the van? I mean, that's, do you build to one night per month or something? I don't know. I build to 30 days a month and then make do. How you doing, Kells? Well, CBT, I don't know. I don't really know about that. How many hours a day do you think I'm not sure, Joe. Parked on the 101 down to Malibu and my van is shaking. Let me tell you what, man, you probably got Santa Ana winds like woo down there, right? And I don't know if Southern California Edison has banked your power back or not. There are a lot of people in the area that are really mad. A couple stores I went in today, the the counter workers at auto parts stores, they're talking about how much food they lost and because of this power outage. It's not stopping CBT. The van build isn't stopping. It's probably going to transition to a restoration. No, I would like to get a Class B someday, Mark Handler, but I'm not dripping with money here. Okay, if and I'm not prepared to step to the breach and throw a ton of money. Thank you, Julie, Army Mom. I appreciate that. No, Tim Jones, we were on the west side of Highway 101, bisects the city of Santa Rosa into east and west, and we happened to be just on the west side of the highway. Most of the people on the highway to the east, I got JK NoCal up to the north of me, about 7 miles or so. They're without power, so it really depends. It really depends on the area. No, CBT. He said he was thinking about that. He was thinking about that. So a lot of people were irritated. There's a lot of anger, but PG&E is kind of in a lose-lose situation. If you don't cut the power and something happens again, well, I don't know if you can. How many times can you be bankrupt? They're already in bankruptcy right now, but if lives are lost, if you do cut the power, you're going to have people complaining about hundreds of millions of dollars of lost food and other things. Little Rascal gives me everything I need forever, friend. And then I have a wonderful friend, Patty Wakefield. Ooh, gives me my nice news. 0 to minus 17 degrees. Oh, Coleman bag here. Yeah, I have everything. I have everything that I have everything that I need. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. Oh, let's see. Bye, Ali. Take care, my friend. Have a good night. Okay. Let's see. I'm glad. Well, you did the right thing, Colleen. That's a mess. This is the worst. This is the worst. Yeah, I'm all set. This is the worst area of the country to have a public utility. Let's see. Joe says we never lost power in my area, but we lost internet and TV. That's interesting. Did it smell in there? No, it didn't. Unfortunately, as I tried to say, CBT, I do appreciate Little Rascal so much more. With those camper vans, you don't have the proper venting inside of them. And when I had my Coachman, there was always that condensation that was always leaking down the walls. In my case, it had wallpaper. It just destroyed the wallpaper. It's difficult to do. I'll do a tiny bit of gambling. I didn't really see any mold CBT. I'm not planning on doing a lot of gambling. Frame is really good. Twink says, I like your no nonsense approach. Keep it simple, will be cleaner. And I think it'll roll out quicker too, and it'll be done. And like I say, he can't appreciate how nice I can make it. My Gmail on my channel's been I can make it like new at gmail.com for almost 7 years, and that's what I do. I take things and make it like new, and I can really do that kind of work well. But I have to be careful when it comes to re-engineering existing layouts, and it's not a simple matter of just throw the bed frame over top of the Suburban house heater and the water heater and call it good. I'm not. I have to think a little deeper to a second and third level on that kind of stuff. I can't indulge in delusions of grandeur. Is the van worth saving? Yes, the bones of that van are excellent. Remember, if you strip everything out, you basically have an Econoline 250 extended van. Is it very good? Yeah. Does it have any rust on it? No. Has it been maintained, the engine? Yes, I believe the engine has been maintained. The interior, though, like a lot of people said, these vans aren't designed to live in for full time for 4 years. These are weekend warrior, week or two twice a year, the odd fishing weekend here. They're not designed for the heavy use of this. So if you use it like that, then you have to be very, I believe you have to be very meticulous with the cleanliness inside, because I just think it probably just got away from Marshall over time. My hope is in doing a restoration to pull it back to the point where it's like pushing the reset button and everything is nice inside and it can function well. No, not really, Tim Jones. People say, well, if the box took a week to build in Chicago, this will take 6 months to do. The reality is, in Chicago, we were only able to work about 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours a day on it. A lot of time spent getting material. I'm living life too and trying to see things and enjoy Chicago, going out and having dinners. And, it's got to fit into your life. I'm not being paid to do any work, right? I'm doing that because I'm a friend and I enjoy the work that's being done. So, also being retired, I don't feel like I'm punching the clock and I have to put out a certain number of widgets a day to succeed. Could it be gutted out and rebuilt to be like? Well, my van has nothing inside really. Let's see. Let me see what McFly said. Will he keep the generator? I think it'll be. Yeah, I'm not sure what the answer to that is, McFly. Yeah, the water tank can be relocated. Hey, Kim C, the water tank can be relocated with no issue at all. The water and the electrical should have never been together on that van. I don't know, Kit and Cat. Yeah, Leslie, we'll wait till you come down here and do it. When you first set in the loop, was it going on Amazon? Was it like a? That's really the first time I'd been in the interior. I rode in the back down to San Luis, um, 28 miles each way. It was fine. I listened. The rig ran well and everything else, but um, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna uh, say anything to disrespect him. I mean, he's lived in it for 4 years. He's a different kind of person. I'm a slob. Missy Jen would tell you I'm a slob around here in the house, and I kind of have to own that. But it is what it is. I don't know, McFly. Four to 6 weeks, I think, would be good. No, it didn't. I've never perceived a smell in the rig. So, yeah, there you go, Mark Handler. I didn't see anything inside Whiplash. So, but I don't want to focus on that. It's been hard living. It's been living for 4 years in there, and that's not my job to criticize people. My job is to just be very objective with my analysis and try to be honest about stuff. And understand the scope of what not so much what I can do, but what I'm really willing to do to rejig the interior of the van. And I started turning over my head, and really the safety issues started coming to the fore of it all. So, and thoughts of like, well, okay, you're going to remove the propane fridge, the dual fridge, propane and electric. What are you going to replace it with? Well, I'll get a bank of 3 AGM sealed batteries. I'll have an inverter. I'll have a charge control panel, and I'll have solar panels. Well, okay, where's the money going to come from that? Come for that? Well, I don't know. I sometime in the future. Okay, well, what are you going to do between now and the future to accommodate? I'm thinking these kind of thoughts in my head. that kind of thing. Let's see. If you really cared about, I'm doing fine, Kit and Cat. You be friendly with people your way, and I'll be friendly with mine, and we'll be all good. I'm gonna grab myself a beer. All right. Yeah, show me the money. Show me the money. I'm not really I'm not really a lender or anything like that. Let's see. No, I don't drink Dos Equis. I'm drinking. Joey D brought me up a case of Michelob Ultralight couple of 3-4 weeks ago, so I'm enjoying some of that. Mm-mm-mm. No, I don't. I've never seen. Marshall's actually quite understanding about the whole situation, which I appreciate. Maybe I'll be the one to wake up tomorrow and say, "Oh, we can do this thing. This will be okay. Yeah, I did some research. This will work out good." So, uh, well, that's what I would do. Catcher on the Rye. I would get it all sanitized, get a new piece of 1 inch flooring down, and take it from there and get everything really nice inside. And that's really minimal money. A little money goes a long way on restoration. A lot of money goes a little way. A lot of money goes a little way on build outs. Okay, that's my rule of thumb when it comes to when it comes to RVing. Break out another 1,000. It's like boating. Um, let's see. Not only the cost, but you have to admit, yeah. And it's coming into holiday time, and I do like to be a friend, but it's I don't know if I want to dedicate that much time to it. But if it's a restoration, I'll certainly do my level best to do a really good job. How would I sanitize it? A lot of bleach and a lot of other things in there, and getting rid of the rotten wood. The things like the underlayment, they have swelled up. Moisture is the enemy of everything when it comes to wood. And I haven't even figured out where the leak is coming in. But when I'm standing there on a damp carpet, I know that there's, like I know, I'm thinking, how do you not get a lung disease or something in here? So, but I want to do my best. Like I say, he is a friend of mine, and I do want to do the best I can on it. And I do my best when there's really almost zero budget, and make that stress. I don't know the practicality of it really, McFly. A queen bed is you know, I think the problem is this foam is so terrible to sleep on. It compresses so much that I don't think it's orthopedically good for you. I never asked. I mean, he's done things for me, Kid Kat. I've never asked him to do anything for me. I'm more in a position to be helpful, I think, than he is. He's had a pretty low to the ground life for a lot of years by choice, and there's nothing I really need him to do for me. I mean, he's talked to me, he's helped me over some rough spots when I've had some emotional problems. He picks up the phone, how's Missy Jen doing, calling about Bobby. I mean, there's a lot of things that Marshall does that don't get that don't get the attention on YouTube. Okay. Missy Jen's doing good. She's sleeping. Restoration is taking the existing layout and bringing it back to up to a very high standard. A rebuild is basically gutting in the interior and then fitting in new materials and building it out accordingly. Can it be done? Yeah, it can be done. Hey, how you doing, Ace? What's going on? Positivity. Thank you, Kim C. Yeah, rebuild's just, it's stripping it down to, you got to figure out how am I gonna, now I got a queen bed that's coming through, it's coming up 6 feet, 8 inches from the back door. Now, what am I gonna do with that? Now my space for a refrigerator, a cooktop stove, and I don't know what else, the refrigerator, the cooktop stove, and the sink is now very small, right? So do I get weird cabinets, like something out of the Wizard of Oz, Land of Munchkins? I mean, what what am I supposed to do, right? So well, I mean, kit and cat, that could very well be true. I can move and raise the sink up. And remember, Jay, I have a P trap underneath, not PEE, but P trap. And there's some other things. You have to raise the sink up pretty doggone high to have the plumbing work properly. Oh, I don't think so, Missy. I don't think they help people in big time need. Don't you ever 6 foot Ramirez. I'm trying to kind of be trying to be a little bit positive tonight. I always do, Jelly Bean. I take Missy Jen is always foremost in my mind, and I want to make sure she has a really good holiday season. And you know what? Marshall understands that too. He didn't flip out and go crazy. I mean, I don't know what the final decision will be, to be honest. Could wake up tomorrow and see the van got it and it's on, and then I'm just going to have to do the very best that I can, do. Yeah, the hoses are pretty good, Hop Frog. There's, the gray PVC is pretty good for plumbing. That stuff really, yes, I do, Jessica. Yeah. Yeah, I should kick that fireplace on. There you go. Kick that fireplace on. Bing! Bing, 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 bing! Bing, 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 bing. Look at that. Woo! Kick that baby on. She does look, yeah, she's doing great. Thank you. I don't need a job. Come on, Reverend Stanko. Come on, man. Are you doing the work? You should have some say. Well, I did. I had my say today. I had my say today. So tomorrow's another day. We'll see. He's going to have to make decisions about that. Vote shall bring some lights. What's up, Jan? How you doing, honey? Nice to see you. Turn on the flames. I got the flames on. Maybe I'll put a little fireplace in the Lisa Marie, right? Or at least turn it to the channel on the TV, like WGTV in Chicago, have a little log burning. Yeah, thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, too bad you can't crank up some Rush on those speakers. You know what I would be? You know what I would be putting on that, man? AC/DC, Highway to Hell, man, and really banging it out on. These are JBLs, 1960s JBL LA. He did a lot of work today, Sean. You wouldn't have been disappointed. When Marshall wants something, he really gets in there and rolls up his sleeves, and boom, he's like, I wasn't even gonna do this stuff till after Halloween, but he's like, let's roll, and it's kind of hard to resist. So I'm looking at things like cruise control, the electrical system, and the rig, and that kind of stuff. Barbie, how you doing, beautiful? Nice to see you. Yeah, AC/DC. Let's see. Hey, Mrs. Wombat, how are you? Yeah, they have long fireplace videos on YouTube. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays. Do. Well, I don't know, Jan. I mean, the availability of bathrooms. You got to remember, we're more like urban boondockers, and we're always at 24-hour stores and things, and it's so convenient. Like I don't have anything in my van. I got my little mason jar just in case, but otherwise, I haven't really felt the need, really that compelled for it. Wipe out. Do 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 do. Let's see. Splurge on a honey bucket. So we shall see what tomorrow brings to light of day. And to me, it's a really big decision. It's like you want a full on, really nice restoration. It'll be nice, something to hit the reset button and take pride, which I hope he agrees to. And then I don't really care if you sell it or if you take the money and go get something else. That's cool. I mean, it's not my place to tell people what to do. But I have a feeling when it's done, and now you have a little money to trick it out a little bit and stuff like that, then I think it's like, oh, this is nice. Thank you, Barbie. I'd rather help you in the changing room. No, I don't think I'm taking out the refrigerator. Rosie's melting nutsack there. So, on this episode of Hoarders King, it's not like that engine. No, no. Uh, well, it is, but that stuff is all addressable on the inside of thing. What will change between tonight and the morning? My mind might change. I might sleep on it and say, maybe this is doable after all. If I cut a little bit here, cut a little bit there, um, you know. But you got to know what things you can do really well and what things you're sort of venturing on to a little bit of a thinner ice. Like I said, the safety issue started building in my mind about propane house heaters for the coach and propane for the hot water heater and being over top, having a bed over top of those things. Um, I'm trying to remember my 1974 GMC motor coach, the Rolling Rancher, the big yellow one that I bought from Jerry Garcia. I'm trying to remember. See, there was nothing under the bed area except the bed. The back converted into a bed in the back. The cushions came down and they sat in the middle and they made a bed. But I never recall anything except a piece of duct hose coming into the area. It wasn't over top any active heating elements. So, um, Let's see. Let's see. What is this? Who wanted you dead? Well, he wasn't today because he was with me all day. Must have been somebody else. I'm not guilted into anything, Rodney. There's no way Elvis put that on today because he wasn't even online. See, and he can't. No, he didn't today, Colleen. He wasn't online today. No way. First time he got online today was to go live tonight. If he did, it was a miracle of telepathic. Why Jerry Garcia sold his van? Because Jerry Garcia let his RV get out of, it became almost like the Lisa Marie. It was dirty inside. To start the Onan generator, you had to take a spoon and go to the back of the generator panel and, well, just touch this to this and use the spoon every time you want to start the generator. Really? Really? No, Colleen, don't start it on me. Your problem's with Marshall, not me. Keep your focus directed properly, okay? Your problem is with him, not me. The new van mods are to apply floaties to the outside and apply a rudder. Why is the van yellow, banana, yellow, canary? I don't know. Wasn't that a weird color on the outside? That was the only turn off thing to me about the GMC was I never liked the yellow on it. It was too bright. I'm not sure if Jerry Garcia is still alive or not. Do you not think they could have? Of course, CBT. I'm looking forward to Vegas. That's right. Thank you, classy redhead. And I'm really glad to see you back here, Colleen. I don't play if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Okay, I don't go there. Okay. People are responsible for what comes out of their mouths. Let's see, Vicky and all of my friends know that. What can I see? Mars not getting his way? I don't think so, Vicky. Fantastic fans are good. They're cheap. You can put one in the front. You can draw the air in from the back and it can be sucked out through the front. I wouldn't mount that directly over the sleeping area in the back. I think it's too much airflow directed down there. What is it, Laura? Laura's screaming out there. Rosie, what? Hey, Red Pill, how are you? It's like blaming me for what Donny Osmond. I know what Donny Osmond says exactly. Oh, that beer tastes good tonight. Thank you, Bobby, for bringing pizza tonight, by the way. It was very good. Let's see. Good now that I'm here. Yeah, nice to see you, Red Pill. I haven't seen you in a minute. I'm near the Sandalwood fire. Yeah, I'm worried about California and especially down south. We got the what's up, Smooth? We've got the Santa Ana winds kicking in. It's been really calm up here in the north, so I don't want to jinx it up here. Bobby's doing great, Ace. He came over today. He's walking well now. He brought in a nice big pizza tonight, so yeah, he's doing good. Is Donny Osmond alive? I don't know. Every time I go to Las Vegas, I gotta look up on the Flamingo Casino, and make sure that Donnie and Marie are still up on the are still up on the board. Yeah, poor people in trailer homes. Yeah, it's always bad here this time of year in October. but it's been remarkably calm. Oh, Donny Osmond was in last season of The Masked Singer. He did great. Isn't that cool? Let's see. That dude looks amazing. Yeah, well, yeah. There we go. But I can't remember any of their songs. Does anybody know a Donnie and Marie song? I really don't. I mean, they're so. uh, Can anybody tell me a Donnie and Marie song? I don't know one. I mean, did they have any? Oh, Puppy Love, Paper Roses. Love will keep us together. I thought that was the Captain and Tennille, wasn't it? Love. Yeah, I'm a little, there you go, classy redhead. I'm a little bit country and a little bit of rock and roll. There we go. Thank you. So what was it just that went by? Should I slow the chat down? It's moving pretty fast. Yeah, a little bit of country. I mean, I grew up with the Osmonds on TV and stuff, but the Monkees. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. So I don't know. Meatballs. There are a lot of more. Debbie Lynn, what's up, honey? How you doing, Debbie Lynn? What is going on? They did a lot of covers, huh? One wonders how the other brothers fared. What they're doing now. Are they collecting tin cans on Sunset Boulevard? Are they, polishing the brass at the Mormon Temple in Salt Lake City? I don't know. I always wonder what happens to the. Yeah, Davy Jones was cute. Peter Tork. Take the last train to Clarksville. I remember my sister was all into the Monkees. Brian Wilson was a Manson follower. Really? Really? How do you get that? How do you get that? A Manson follower? Yeah, you hit that note. I've got a good. What's up, Carlos? I only saw one of your other accounts was blocked on here, but so I did take time tonight to check that out. Let's see. It's true. You didn't know that, you got to read Helter Skelter. No, I didn't. I never read. I remember Helter Skelter. Helter Skelter. Oh, thank you, Sean. Looked like Marie's sister. Have you seen the restoration show where the Brady Bunch are rebuilding? I didn't see that, Lolly. I rarely watch. I rarely watch TV. I really don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. Yeah, where's the juice? Bob Wells Manson. I don't know. I don't really follow Bob Wells that much. I'm not really sure what his dealio is. BJ and the Bear. No, I don't even remember BJ and the Bear. You need to chooch Laurel Canyon. I need to chooch like up in the Hollywood Hills. That's really wild up there. Today I was feeling kind of David Bowie. We need more shows like that. When Black Bigot calls by our Lord and Savior, oh, I can't. Did you see Dee was with the Insane Chef today? I think so, CBT. I'm taking off Sunday. He may or may not go. I'm not sure. If I'm not sure what his plan is. If he doesn't go, then he has to be off the rancho while I'm gone. So Or was it Iggy Pop? Yeah, the Mulholland Drive. The problem is up on Mulholland Drive, Francis. There's so many homes that are behind. You can't really see anything. They put them behind massive walls and things. Oh, we can't. At least I'll be taking my own van. Uh, it's too much gas being burned on that. Oh, the Griffith Observatory is pretty cool. I did. I have a lot of videos of the Golden Gate Bridge, Johnny West. Just put San Francisco Cinematic Experience in Rosie Murphy and Rosie O'Kelly channel, and you'll see a lot of Golden Gate videos in there. Okay. Ooh, you leave in a few hours for Dallas. Red River Rivalry. There we go. All right, Julie. Let's see. Hey, Patricia, thank you. Look at this. Woo! Thank you, Patricia. Very wonderful of you, honey. Yes, it is. Golden Gate Bridge is the #1 suicide spot in the United States. Yeah, I did a video this morning about it, Patricia. If you haven't seen it, it's going to work out well. 0 to -17. I only have a 20 degree to 37 degree now. This is like, can you believe this thing? Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Nice, huh? Yeah, a couple people survived. Oh, I don't think it was his decision, CBT. I just gave him my feedback after getting the place cleaned out and looking inside. There's just limitations on what I feel comfortable doing in there. That's what I'm doing. Tomorrow I may feel differently. I don't know. Yeah, we sure did luck out power-wise. Kiki, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time, Sean. I managed to cobble together a really cheap trip to Las Vegas, so I'm taking advantage of it. I got a really deep discount on a room for having stayed there. I accumulated so many as a gold member of Hotels.com over the last 2 years, with Missy Jen's travels and stuff. I still haven't rolled off a lot of those rooms. No, Hot Frog going to be fine because the whole jackknife sofa's gone now, and that's very heavy. So, no, it's actually the Lisa Marie was in better condition than I thought it was. No, far from it. No rust, no signs of excessive moisture. On the, there was moisture on the inside, but let me tell you, the Econoline 250 van that Ford builds, it's a legendary build quality.
Yeah, I was just listening.
Let me just finish this thought. I actually thought when I went in there that I would see a lot more degradation because remember, Marshall's lived in this for
over 4 years, since August of 2015.
Yeah. And when I went in and, he took time to clean pretty much everything out of the areas that I needed to see, I was frankly shocked at how good a condition, considering the water encroachment and everything. But it's just the quality. It's the primer that they use on the coach. And, I have to give credit to, he and Mr. X, smooth operator. I didn't comment on it, but I'll tell you now, you and Marshall did a really nice job on the panels of the doors. I did stop and take a look at them today. I kind of blew over that, I know.
Mr. X, yeah, he was...
I didn't mean to... Yeah.
I know she emphasized the wall panels, but the door panels, we spent a lot of time on them. But one thing I just wanted to mention real quick with Rosie's restoration van build, it's really exciting to have this dinette up front. Really, to have a nice dinette with a table where I could sit on my laptop, have something to eat, have a nice table But one thing we're mentioning about the restoration project, if we don't do the queen bed, if we just leave the way it is, well, when you take the couch out, the couch itself is about 5'9", 5'10" in length, but the frame that it's sitting on, the bed frame, is right at 6 feet 2 inches. So you have 6 feet 2 inches of space, where the dinette would probably be about 3'5" to 3'8" inches.
Hey, how you doing, Jenny?
But behind the dinette, that area where the electrical is, the converter box that we guys showed you, and the junction box and the water pump, you have another few feet of space there. And right above that area, I was just envisioning there could be a cabinet built there for a hanging closet. It would be a perfect place for a hanging closet, actually, to be built there right underneath the shelf. And that would allow me to hang some of my suits, my Elvis shirts, and there would be some storage there at the bottom too to put shoes and stuff like that. It would come out really nice if we did that. And then I could keep the existing refrigerator or upgrade it or fix it or whatever. There's actually a benefit to taking the couch out, really. Would make us to really do a lot more with that space. Instead of having a huge couch, now I would have a nice hanging closet and a nice dinette. And that would really improve the coach, I think. What do you think about that idea, Rosie, that I just pointed out to you? We have a room right there, right above that, to actually build a closet there. And to have a rod. That should be
which area would that be again, Mark?
Right above the converter box. You know where the existing bed frame is at.
Yeah, because
you'll have about 3 feet of space there.
Exactly, that's a good idea, actually.
And then you can still access the sliding window from just putting your hand in the cabinet and still open the window, and that way you could have room for hanging your clothes, and maybe at the bottom of it you'd have a space to put some shoes down there, or a gym bag or something like that, or not anything watery, but like
Jenny.
Maybe shoes or stuff like that. It would open up a storage area in the coach. That's an option. It would be quite unique because you would have.
I think that's a detail item myself, but
right.
There will be space above that.
Above that area where you can put something there.
Exactly.
For storage.
Exactly. Let's see. The queen size is 60 by 80, full 53. Where's walking room? Well, it's in the back place. I'm gonna grab another beer. Take over.
And actually, with the removal of the generator and if we put the water tank under the bed in the back, that's going to open up not only the storage space above the converter box for a hanging closet or a cabinet for storage for canned goods or whatever, but then now you have a really cool dinette where I could sit down face forward. And even a possibility, if I can swing the driver's seat around, there would be a dual dinette. And that area would be completely clear of any obstructions. And you'll have storage underneath the dinette, which is really cool. And then a really nice dedicated table there where you can sit down and eat and have just a dedicated table that would flip up and out of the wall, like Rosie's saying. It would really improve the coach, and then you'd have all that space behind it. You could do whatever you want. So it's very.
So are you more upbeat about the possibilities now? You were pretty down at the mouth an hour ago about things.
Well, the thing is that keeping the coach the way it is will allow me to keep the area. Everybody wants a large refrigerator in a van. Now the coach will become one of the largest refrigerators. It doesn't work. It works well when it's cool. Now it's working great. It doesn't work as well when it's hot. But if me and Rosie were to probably install some 12-volt fans that would run on 12 volt in that compartment area up there and help it vent better, maybe it would help out. It just or maybe
it's actually heat buildup in the areas around
right.
it. It can't dissipate heat. I mean. It's an ammonia fridge. They only go to a certain point where they start to lose their ability.
So it works very well in cooler weather. Now, what's the upside to having this build that I have now. You have the bed in the back. You have a larger fridge that sits up higher than most camper vans. Most road treks, the fridge is all the way on the floor. It's harder to access things as it sits so low. This is one of the largest fridges in a camper van build.
This is topical for me now, Laura, because I'm very involved in this. I'm very involved in the van. I will be baking tomorrow night and making some cherry scones. But this was a big day here today. I didn't think I'd be at this point on October 10th on Taiwan National Day. Congratulations, the Republic of China on Taiwan. But it is what it is. We started getting into it today, and I think it bears talking about. It's very topical. It is the number one thing. Missy Jen was well taken care of on Tuesday, and this is pushed up to number one right now. What's going on? I'm still checking on Missy Jen on the daily. She's very happy. Bobby stopped by tonight. So,
yeah, Bobby stopped by and he brought us a pretty good pizza with
take care, biggest liars. Take care.
Yeah, mushrooms, black olives, and sausage. We kind of chowed down on that, and we kind of sat down and talked. And yeah, I mean, I think I'm optimistic.
I think Marshall probably got a little shocked today. He probably didn't expect me to go sideways on some certain things, but
yeah.
I have to also apply some of my knowledge to look ahead for potential trouble, problems, and things. Like I said, fires and blankets and, I have to be careful. I don't want Marshall to ever be in a fire situation and, face a catastrophe because of
the downside
he'll diminish that, but
like I said, there's an upside to keeping it original because I keep the original kitchen, which wasn't really that important to me, but you keep the originality of the kitchen. You have the large space for the refrigerator, but now the most exciting part of the build right now is not the bed anymore. If that's out, it's the dinette. It's having the dinette up front that will have storage underneath the dinette with a dedicated table, a nice seating area with some, I don't know, we'll have to make some cushions. But that is the most exciting part of the build. And I mean, the other stuff is just detail stuff, fixing the kitchen counter and putting the floor in. But having a dedicated dinette with a table, a lot of these camper vans, some of the Coachmans came with a dinette that came in the back, but it wasn't a sleeping area. It was kind of small. Some of these came with the dinette option up front in the Coachmans. I don't know if you know that, but some of the Falcon vans had a dinette option up front.
Okay, I'd like to take a look at them.
You can take a look at them in some of the pictures.
Find me a video or a picture. Hot Frog, I love working on tube equipment. No, I don't feel tired and stressed. I feel very happy today. I'm excited. I'm going to Vegas. I don't get stressed at this point in my life anymore. My life is I'm on a coaster right now. Tell us about radios. There you go. I'll be in the shop pretty soon with radio work. So I think there was some, Patricia says what happened. I mean, I got in there today. I got the van cleared out pretty good. It's got good bones to the van. I'm going to say that right up front. And I looked at what would have to be done to fit a queen bed in there. And I started to get a little panicked about, some of the existing elements that could not be removed from the van, i.e. the Suburban house heater, the propane water heater, and things like that. And I got a little concerned that I may not be able to make this as safe as I want, and maybe not do the job that Elvis would expect me to do. And I told him. As a friend, I told him straight out the way I thought, and he took it under consideration. He answered back to me with things that he thought. But at the end of the day, if I tell him, hey, this van can look fantastic, it can be more functional for you. You can eventually get a nicer mattress in the back. It'll be a super high quality. And because I know in my head he'll be happy. He'll have the pride of what he's showing again will be restored to a point where the Lisa Marie will now be, instead of maybe stay to the steering wheels, they'll be, being outside and rolling up on other RVers. I mean, he loves to meet people and chat to people. And I think you'll have something that can be a point of real pride again to show that, and be kind of on an equal footing, and not require a lot of money to do that. Not require a lot of money. We just had to, I think, face the reality that who knows about what funding comes in, but I'm a realist about things in life. But I know what I can do on a shoestring budget, and that's where I really excel, is doing things on a shoestring budget and making it nice. And I can do that with a nice dinette, a nice dinette table area with maybe a booth seat or something like that. It could be really.
So one thing
nice.
That we didn't have a chance to touch on because my battery ran out was to talk about the jungle room in the back. We have the jackknife sofa there, and still that flooring there, I guess, has to be removed. Are we going to keep that or build a bed frame back there?
Well, that'll be your choice. I'll let you decide. Okay. That's actually a pretty nice base back there.
Right.
I can fit out some side pieces to give it extra support, but that's actually a pretty doggone nice base back there,
right.
But I'm perfectly able to build a frame and square that up and have a little better detail on the wood in the rear, so it looks a little nicer in there. But I have to say, you and Mr. X did a great job on putting that into the jungle room. Yeah, I like the paint scheme on it. I always liked the blue. I never liked the maroon I had. I always was jealous of the blue, the royal blue of his rig. I didn't like the maroon scheme.
Well,
thank you, kitty.
I just think doing these little details on the rig from the inside to the outside and the end is going to look much better, and it'll be improved, and it'll be. It'll give me the confidence and pride, both me and Rosie, to show what we did to it and what you can do to an older van. And as far as van build or restoration, I think there's an upside to keeping it to where it is now, because I'm keeping my kitchen, I'm keeping my space for a larger refrigerator. It looks, more original, and also maybe down the line adding some upper cabinets. There's a lot of room to put upper cabinets above the jungle room.
There's a lot of room for cabinetry.
There's a lot of room to improve on the lighting, maybe some LED lighting, and then the flooring, obviously, and the outside detail of the rig. We're going to repaint the vinyl stripes. We're going to remove all the excess silicone and try to get a good
job, Mr. X. I'm going to keep things very cheap too. Patricia, no, those items can't really be moved. They're stationary items. Marshall was saying, well, you can see lots of videos of van build outs. All these people are starting with flat, straight surfaces with nothing there. I'm coming into a van that has already water tank, generator compartments. It has heater elements, dual heater elements, a house heater as well as a water heater. You can't just blow over that and throw wood over top of that and say, hey, we're good to go. You have to prepare for what may happen one day. And, that's what kept sticking in my mind is, and I think Marshall at that point was looking at the glass as half empty. I think he's coming now and seeing, well, the glass could be half full right now, and it could still be a great rig.
Yeah, I think it's a give and take. Did I want the bigger bed? Yes, but by having the bigger bed, you're giving up your living space to a smaller, to basically almost no kitchen. Probably getting rid of the stove, getting rid of the built-in refrigerator. There was a downside to it too that you look at, and that space will always be open for a refrigerator. I can always go buy a brand new refrigerator and pay $1,200 and get a brand new refrigerator, and then
as far as a dinette goes, I can go to a restore. I can take any really nice table from any place, Salvation Army, Goodwill, and I can make that thing so nice in that I don't need to go out and spend a fortune to fabricate something. There's so many surfaces that are out there on the marketplace. It's just it's a matter of going in with your measuring tape and finding the right size that fits in, and it would look so nice. You know
I
what
think
I'm saying?
one of the challenges,
Marshall doesn't know what I can do on a shoestring budget to really, and I know how to shop at places that you can get materials. There might have been a dent on the table. They couldn't use the countertop. You know, all those kind of things that I got people that can cut things down, put new trim on the side of it, and make it like new. I think he will put a new diagram together for that probably tomorrow or something like that. Yeah, I don't know about reworking solar panels because the crystals inside and things like that, and the silicone surface. I'm not really sure. Um, yeah, I mean he's fine. Jessica. He is appreciative of. But I think he's also okay. Take care, Classy. Great to see you in here tonight. But I think he appreciates it. I'm going to have an opinion. He comes on YouTube and tells me, hey, I got to tell people the way it really is. Like the food that Rosie liked, I didn't like, blah, blah, blah. Well, I got to be straight up with him about certain things too. I can't BS him and then potentially destroy his van or take his life on I don't want to be dramatic. I haven't cooked anything for Marshall yet. Have I cooked one thing for you?
The only thing Rosie has made is blueberry muffins. Besides the rest of the time, I've seen her eat pre-bagged spinach and shredded carrots,
ramen,
her ramen noodle salad, her Tim Hortons coffee, and I really haven't seen her.
Oh, you could be my friend anytime, Jessica. No, I have not cooked anything for Marshall.
I never see Rosie munching or snacking on anything. She does like 7-Up, Diet 7-Up.
Yeah.
That's one of her things.
Yeah.
But Rosie hasn't. I've wanted her to do some baking.
You want some savory? I'll make it. You know, I'm happy to make something for Marshall and Missy Jen. As Marshall says, you spend a lot of time on baking, but you probably bring a skill set to entrees too on cooking. Right. So I'm willing to do stuff like that. Yeah, that's all I'm about, Juice. Is just simple. I eat to live. I don't live to eat. So it's like if I feel good for a few hours, I'm good to. I'm good.
With my recovery.
Yeah, we'll have a baking show. Maybe I'll have him on Teeny Weeny Bikini Baking as an assistant pastry.
Well, I haven't
pastry chef. I mean, he should cook himself. You know. What's up, Burns?
Recovering from my
cobbler, yeah,
dental issues. I just want to make a whole bunch of really good homemade mashed potatoes because that's about all I can eat, really.
Wendy, I was demonetized in April, and I've just, I have a lot of history on this channel. And I took out stuff that wasn't compliant with YouTube stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm willing to gut out my channel. And a lot of people are very supportive to me they've been very kind on PayPal and other things for me. So I don't really feel like I'm not rushing back to anything. I could have started to apply in May, and I haven't. I'm enjoying life. So that's where I stand on that right now. Well, that was a lot of people have been demonetized. I put up the same amount of content as I always put up. The thing is, I've gotten a tremendous level of weekly support on PayPal because I'm putting content out that people are really loving. Like today, the Mexican taxi ride 2 miles deep into Mexicali to the most amazing locals Mexican restaurant I've I've ever been to. It was amazing. No problem, Wendy Johnson. I appreciate it. And thank you. You've been a supporter of mine before, and I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, will it never come back? I can't say that, but I got things to do. I can't sit here and plow through 7,000 videos for the sake of YouTube. I'm not willing to do that. No, we don't set back clocks back tonight, do we? No, that's on Sundays to Mondays. Oh, thank you, Christina. So I'll be cooking some things here. Bergs, let's be respectful tonight, okay? I show you respect on your chats. How well Elvis Boondock he's not boondocking in Vegas. I have have secured a very cheap hotel room there. Why is your stream so yellow? No, a joke. I don't know. Maybe my color balance is. Let me see let me go to my. Hold on a minute. Let me see something. That's a good question. Sometimes I have this top of the line Logitech that's turned out to be a total piece of junk. This external. Let me try resetting this. Let's go to default. Hey, there you go. How's that?
That's more white.
How's that?
Now we look more white, right? Yeah.
The white girl is back. Here she is. So, yeah, you seem to have come to a realization in the last hour.
That's what I kept on saying. I look yellow for the past.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why you look.
Well, because I'm darker than you, and
maybe that's why you look yellow.
No, I don't look yellow, right?
No, you don't look.
Does
yellow
Elvis still look yellow? No, I think I look more.
Yeah, I think it looks. I mean, I'm on the default settings for the thing. I'm just saying, Bergs, don't worry about, as you would say on your channel, don't worry about it, okay, when he's leaving and all that, okay? Let's see, let's see, get some action in his chat, give Elvis a good time. No, I don't think so. But I think he had kind of a... Yeah, well, there you go. McFly's like, I thought you two had yellow fever. Oh,
God rest my dad's soul one time. He got ticked off of me one time in Arkansas, and he took a slingshot at me, and I had to hide behind the doghouse. Yeah, I remember.
Why did he take a slingshot?
I forgot what the argument was. And yeah, he took a slingshot at me one time, and I had to hide behind the doghouse. I ticked him off about something, but that was I didn't really get into it with my dad that much. But that one day I forgot what it was. But
that is funny. Anyway, so that was the state of things when I went inside the van today, and I think Marshall realizes I'm only going to do what I'm comfortable doing. And he can't push me beyond that point. He can try to twist my arm. You can do that. You got the skill set. But if I reach a point where I tell him I'm not willing to do that, he doesn't sit there and flip out and go crazy. I mean, he was very calm today about it.
I try to always look at the positive aspect of things and not the negative. The positive aspect of having a larger bed was that you can fit 2 people in there if you have company. And your choices of mattresses and how cheap the mattress would be. But then you're giving up a lot of living space. You're cutting into your kitchen. You're giving up your built-in RV refrigerator, which you use every day. RV refrigerators are used heavily by nomads if you're running it on propane or it's running 24/7. It's one of the heavily used items.
Yeah.
Actually, in a camper.
I don't want him to be without heat or without a fridge, and no matter what he thinks about the Domatic at the current time, it's a fridge that's functioning. It's dual capability on electric and on gas. And as much as he said, well, I want to have solar panels and a bank of the AGM, sealed batteries and things. at the end of the day, it all requires money, and there's a transitional period where, well, Marshall would say, well, just build out the space for the fridge, and then when I get it, I'll pop it in, and I get the solar panels, I'll pop them in. But that might be a long time. And meanwhile, he's without refrigeration and without the ability to have a cold drink. I know you buy yogurt and stuff like that and
Right.
keep that stuff refrigerated. I don't know if you want to mess around with a cooler with buying ice and that kind
Right.
of stuff all the
But
time.
this refrigerator works well when it's cooler and cooler temperatures, but when it comes to the summertime, it doesn't
Thank
work
you,
well. So
Lunatic Moon Eclipse. I appreciate that, honey. Thank you very, very much. Just sent you a PayPal. Thank you, sweetie. No, it doesn't bother me because I worked my years, kit and cat. I don't tell other people how to live their lives. Okay, I can suggest and tell him it'd be nice to work, but if he tells me I'm following this dream, what am I supposed to do? You know, there comes a point where I have to say, hey, I just wish you I wish you the best. I hope that your dreams come true. I mean, I'm not here to hitch a star to people's dreams. It's their responsibility. I won't pay the price for it. If it goes well, Marshall will have the success. If it goes poorly, he'll be the one to bear the brunt of that. He won't turn to me and say it's your fault that I'm not working.
I think when it comes to getting a 9 to 5 hamburger,
well, it's a lot of people have this delusion. I don't see anybody telling nomadic fanatic to get a job. And
I would be very inclined and very interested to get a job in San Diego. Why? Number one, I like San Diego. The weather is nice. The pay rates over there are probably a little bit higher because it's a high cost of living. But then I would be close to Tijuana and the Baja of Mexico. That would give me a drive to actually work a job and make some money because I'd be going down to Mexico and spending my money in Tijuana and Ensenada and Rosarito Beach and the Baja of Mexico. And I would really take an interest in getting a 9 to 5 job in San Diego, especially in the wintertime when it's cold in Chicago. That would be a very it would encourage me because I would have something to work towards to take my money and have fun in Mexico. So that's my answer to everybody that talks about getting a job. Yes, I would get a job, but it would have to be I would be very encouraged to get it in San Diego because I would have access to all that.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you
to the nightlife.
I just don't have super chat on any channels. I'm not being monetized on anything, and honestly, I don't mean to turn you off. And I haven't rushed back to do that. I just don't have the time to. I have bigger other things I'd like to do, and plus the level of support on PayPal has been amazing, and I'm very grateful. Yeah, he'd be a great RV sales guy.
I just love San Diego. I would work a security job there, RV sales, whatever. I just think that it's a great place, a great fit for me. The weather is great.
No problem, Wendy.
There's a lot of things to do there, even in San Diego. You have access to
just you
Mexico.
being here is being here is great, Wendy Johnson.
That's
get a job in San Diego, and then nobody can tell you what to do with your money. You're good for saving money, especially if you can boondock in a van and work down there. Then you're really beating a man when it comes to putting money in your pocket and stuff like that. Wow.
And even if it's not in San Diego, if it's just in the surrounding areas, I think I would be happy there. I think it's a good fit for me. I love Tijuana, and I haven't even seen the Baja.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And I just want to say this about San Diego. I've told Rosie that I researched it for over 20 years, and I planned for years to live around Chula Vista and San Ysidro, but I don't like that area. It's really ghetto. I want to do more survey of that area because just to get get an idea of what it's like. Even Los Angeles is another place that I want to see.
I can't live other people's lives. I can't tell.
But the
answer, I'd be on the street telling these street people, get a job, you know.
The answer to everybody, would Elvis, the last time I had a job was March of 2014. When I got wrongfully terminated at my security job. March of 2014, so it's been over 5 years now. But would I get a job? The highest likelihood of me getting a job is in San Diego. Why? Because of Tijuana and because of Baja, Mexico. Yeah, I would love to get a job.
Probably because you're incentivized to really be in that area now.
Exactly, because I love Tijuana.
It's not like Chicago. You grew up in Chicago and you're like, been there, done that. But now you've tasted Tijuana and San Diego and the weather and everything. Now you have the incentive
to work and to make money, and because I know that I would have a real good time over there. I have there's an incentive. There's a advantage. In my opinion, to anybody watching out there, if you're a single male and you're MGTOW and you love to have a good time, you love
I agree, Patricia. I think if he can get back, I always thought the best. And he knows I've said it before, but again, I'm going to preface this. I'm not going to tell anybody how to live their life, okay? But I will say this: imagine he could boondock around, and he knows it could be done now. Around San Diego with no problem at all. So many places in San Diego to boondock, Chula Vista, down in that area. There were some nice areas of Chula Vista. You can save $1,500 to $2,000 a month on rent. If he works a job, his employer may actually say to him, yes, you can keep your van on the property. You can even plug in here. You know why? Because you're like a 24-hour security guy when you're here. Maybe if something comes down at night, you'll be here in your van and notice it. You know what I'm saying? So you save a ton of money on rent, and you're putting more money in your pocket. And you might be able to find the right place where you can park a van, go to work, and just go back to your van at the end of the shift and do that.
I think that my incentive to work in San Diego is, like I said, it's a very good place to live. The weather is beautiful. Like I said, a lot of things to do on the San Diego side and even in just Tijuana. And the incentive to work is the quality of my life over there personally for Zia Marshall.
Well, there's a lot of security work available down there.
It's got everything that I need as a van dweller nomad, as an alpha male, as a MGTOW follower of MGTOW. It's got everything that I need.
Oh, I don't think he'd live in a van in Tijuana. I think that would be really...
No, not living in a van.
Yeah, if he could get a job in the oil fields or whatever. But I think there's plenty of security. There's a lot of places down there that use security and stuff that aren't in ghetto areas. They're in pretty nice areas.
I mean, everything right there for a nomad, a person.
Hey, Pecan, baby, what are you drinking? His 1 quart
I'm
coffee.
just having my coffee. I'm just saying.
Where's your Modelo, Marshall?
I got some over there, but I'm just saying San Diego or the greater San Diego area, El Cajon and that area, has got a lot to offer. Yes, nomads,
and you're a Syrian, and somebody in the community would.
I have my Middle Eastern people there, plenty of them. You know, the Chaldeans, my fellow Chaldeans.
Yes,
the weather is perfect there.
I don't know how you can tell a Chaldean on the street when he walks.
You have the access to Tijuana there, and then you're close by the Baja, one of the coolest places to be in the wintertime, and RV Snowbird. I mean, that is. Now, I didn't like Chula Vista. I didn't like San Ysidro. But what I'm saying is, in my opinion, if I were to live in California as a nomad or as Rosie having real estate, I think that San Diego San Diego area is a top place. I mean, because you think about it, you come all the way up here to Santa Rosa. Look what you got to go through to get up here. Oh, it's just this.
Oh, okay. Well,
look what you got to go up here.
Earthquake.
You're over 450 miles from the Baja area. You have to go through the Grapevine. You have to go through hundreds of miles of farmland. and of up and down hills. And now you're up here. Now San Francisco is a beautiful place. That's a beautiful place to live. Rosie will argue and say Santa Rosa and the wineries and all
I don't. Yeah, because you haven't seen them yet. You've been in and out of the property here, doing your boondocking thing and whatever. And quite frankly, I haven't had the time to spend to go around and show you some. But I plan to show you some things up here. I plan to show you the high life wine country style. Okay, you were talking about like a wine and cheese event where you have wine tasting and cheese. You know, we got time here. I didn't even plan on being involved. You pushed me on this van build today to start. He does that, you know. He just starts doing stuff. It's like, well, we're going to do it today, and you look like you're taking it too easy today. So
I told Rosie this is a preliminary. All I did was take out the jackknife sofa and have her look underneath there.
He pushed it today. He pushed it.
It was you can't push Rosie. Rosie is an alpha.
No, I came back with the voltage regulator. I said I'm going to change out the voltage regulator.
Rosie is an alpha person. Nobody can push Rosie. Rosie is an alpha person.
Oh, you try.
No. You can't push Rosie to do anything. In fact...
no, he'll guilt you. Yeah. He'll start doing something.
When Rosie tells you, meet me in Las Vegas at this time and take 2 flights, 1 flight from Tampa and Chicago, and be here while I'm here for dinner.
Oh, I know, Patricia. I'm getting my me time. That's why I haven't really done anything with Elvis yet to go. I haven't showed him anything in Santa Rosa. The only thing he did was drive around in boondock and then find the local Mexican store to go up. I haven't spent. I've spent hardly. I got to be honest. I'm almost delinquent, and I haven't showed him anything around.
She's only drove me around. I took
one drive around.
That's all. Yeah, Rosie's been. But the thing with Rosie is an alpha person. Rosie is an alpha person. She does things her way when she wants.
No problem, Beavis. Everything's all good. Marshall was in. I was very worried last night. He went up to the store and he got some stuff to cook up last night. And I thank you. You left the kitchen spotless last night. And, if you can do that, you're always welcome to.
And Rosie was a little bit worried me because when you walk over, these people are pretty aggressive drivers here. So I did use the crosswalks and the lights. She's like, hey, watch crossing the street. Don't hit about a car. Be careful. And you know what? That's the same thing that that's the thing with Rosie.
Bobby's great, Patricia. Thank you.
Rosie is a parent, okay? And she's had 2 kids.
I can't help it, you know?
She has that parental instinct in her. Anybody who's had kids, they have that parental instinct in them. And that's why I say that I look at Drury and Mr. X and
I don't
Rosie
want anybody to be
as
hurt.
parental figures because
to be physically.
These are people who had children and raised families.
I got hit. I was walking down the street at 6:15 a.m. in September of 2017. I got the walk light to cross West Avenue, walking down Sebastopol Road. And a car was coming up West Avenue to turn right onto Sebastopol Road. And I assumed he was going to stop and do a right turn on red once I was cleared the intersection. The guy never saw me. He hit me. Luckily, I was able to jump up because I'm athletic and I saw, oh man, this guy's not stopping. I got myself slightly airborne, so I went over the hood of the car, rolled up over the roof and down the back and onto the ground, and I laid on my back like this and thought, am I injured or not? The guy didn't run. He came and helped me out on the ground. I got up and dusted myself off. I had a little bit of a scrape on the shin through my pants. I worry about anybody that crosses the streets here.
Right.
Because this guy worked double shifts because it was harvest season for the grapes and the crush season. So he's like, oh my God, I just got home at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm out at work again. I felt sorry for the guy. He was a family guy, and he gave me his license and everything. But it was a terrible. Well, I don't record at 6 a.m. in the morning, Kit and Kat, but it it in fact happened, and it really shook me up. So I worry about anybody because anything can happen. Even when you're in a crosswalk, you got to be darn sure.
Right.
That people were. I was really lucky that I came out the way I did, with just a little bit of a sore knee. But I'm tough as nails. So
was that the only time you've ever been?
That's the only time I've ever been hit by a vehicle. Even though you think I'm a horrendous driver, I've never really had a serious. I've had a few fender ding of touching a fender, but I've never really had a problem. How come you don't like Hillcrest or around with? Well, we were in Hillcrest. I was up in North Park. I went to the SRO club. I spent 2.5, 3 hours up there. We've been to Hillcrest multiple times. I went to Simply Dumpling, and we walked all around Hillcrest, and we checked out the bars, and we decided to go up to North Park to SRO.
Right.
We went up there. We spent a lot of time. I was very lucky, Joe Smith. Had I not jumped, I would have been underneath of the tires of that vehicle. Luckily, also, it was not a pickup truck. It was a Toyota four-door Corolla sedan, which means I didn't have to jump far to have my knees be above the front bumper and go over the top of it. So that was really, really lucky. I was hit by a car when I was on my bicycle. Didn't find out. Oh man, that's terrible, Thunderbird.
You know what happened to my buddy in Chicago?
No, what happened?
He lives in the suburbs, my Italian buddy Aldo, and he was on a bicycle, and a vehicle hit him, and he fell in the middle of the oncoming road in the traffic, and he broke his collarbone.
Oh man!
And if he wouldn't have got up in time, the traffic would have ran him over. So that can happen sometimes where you could hit and fly off, and But
well, that's what I tell them. So yeah, I have an instinct of telling people, hey, be careful. Cross carefully at night.
Yeah.
Some people come out with that headlights on, and you don't they have electric cars, and you don't even hear them coming. They're up on top of you. And I don't want anything to happen, whether it's Marshall or Bobby or anything. This is a terrible street. There's more accidents on this street than perhaps any other street.
Too. It's pretty dark.
It's dark. It goes from a wide to a narrow, and people tend to do 60, 80 miles an hour, and it's a catastrophe down here. So I don't want anything to happen. What changed today? Well, we just had I had my first look inside the van. I only rode in the van to San Luis from Yuma, and that was at nighttime. I didn't get a good look around today. Marshall took time to get a lot of stuff out of the van. I was able to get in there and have a look. And I don't want to say I got cold feet about the proposition, but I just recognized what I could really do well and what I might not do well at that point. And I don't know if Marshall was expecting it, but he valued. I got to be honest with him. I cannot BS him and tell it. If I don't think I can do something, I'm going to tell him. I know my limitations. I know my time. I know my age. You get older, and it's not that much fun to lay on the ground and change out alternators and do that kind of work. Number one, you have thinner skin. It's easier to get cuts and things. It's not fun. And I got to know my physical limitations and things. But I think now he realizes that the glass was half empty. Now he's looking at it's half full. There's some.
Well, like I said, there's pros and cons.
Yes, he signed a full liability release here, 3 pages of indemnification over here.
There's pros and cons to everything in life. There's pros and cons to van build, van restorations, whatever you want to call it or however you want to label it. I'm trying to look at the positive side of things and not the cons, more of the pros. There are pros to leaving the van.
Take over for a minute. I'm gonna get open another beer. I'll be in a minute.
There are pros to leaving the van
I needed a coat on tonight.
The way it is right now, as far as the jungle room where it's at, and like I said, leaving the existing kitchen and refrigerator, and doing a little bit of modification up front with a dedicated, like I said, dinette and table. I think that will greatly improve the functionality of the coach and living area up front. And there's I look at the positive of things. You know, I try to look at the positive side of things, the pros instead of the cons, because there's pros and cons with everything in life, right? And when I mentioned San Diego, there's a lot of pros for me personally than cons. There's a tremendous amount of positive or pro things there than cons. So I try to always look at the positive side of things. It's you can never get always what you want in life, but as long as you get what you need. And so I try to look at the positive side of things. You know, is there a perfect camper van out there? Nothing's perfect, but I've always been a big fan of Roadtrex and how they build the Roadtrex. You know, always been a big fan of those, of how they build those.
Yes, Marshall. Please buy me a plunger rig. Well, I bought like your cousin stole from me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a leisure travel, but
whatever it was, he stole it from underneath you, you know.
Yeah,
you having a beer or not?
Well, I'm drinking this right now.
Well, Marshall, that's like a 4-hour drink.
Yeah. Well, you want to grab me a Modelo? Well, we need some lime.
I want because I need to get a beer.
Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, there's pros and cons to everything in life, but you try to look at the positive instead of the negative. Don't dwell on the negative, but concentrate on the positive. Yeah. So keeping the jungle room where it's at. Like I said, I get to keep my fridge, my kitchen, my existing living area, and if we modify the front area with a dinette and table, like I said, it's going to improve the coach for me personally, in my opinion. And doing the little touch-ups on the Lisa Marie, the floor, kitchen countertop, revarnishing some of the cabinets under the kitchen, detailing the outside, getting a nice buff and wax on the Lisa Marie, repainting the stripes. Yeah, it's going to make the rig look better. It's going to give me the pride and confidence to show all of you the finished product, and it's going to be positive. So, like I said, is anything perfect in life? No. Do you always get what you want? No. But you try to strive in life to improve yourself and be happier. And that's the way that I see. I don't see money or having a lot of money or possessions as making me happy. I think it's more the experiences in life that make me happy. Why does San Diego make me happy? It's not because I want to buy a house in San Diego or make $100,000 a year. It's because the weather's beautiful. There's mountains on I-8 if you go east, going up to Campo, California. About 60 miles from San Diego, you have Mount Laguna and all those mountains up there, the higher elevations. Then you have the beaches, and then you have the fun nightlife of Tijuana, and then getting into Ensenada and Rosarito Beach. It's a very unique part of the country. In my opinion, it's one of the best places to live for me, personally. Now, other people might have other opinions. Johnny Watt, if you're in here, you live in that area. Tara, our friend, lives in that area. There's a lot of people who probably are watching here that live in San Diego. After seeing it, there's a lot of things that I like about it. Really, it was very interesting. So, Johnny Watt, you're in here, brother. I don't know if you live in Tijuana or Rosarito Beach, but you're in that vicinity, that area. And I just say it the way it is. You know, I think the quality of life in the San Diego, greater San Diego area is very, very high compared to other places in this country. The weather's nice, there's not any bugs, multicultural, great nightlife. Is the cost of living high? Yes. Is gasoline high over there? Yes. Can the cost of food in restaurants be high? Yes. But look, you pay for what you get. You pay for what you get. If you want gas that's $2.69 a gallon, you go to Yuma in the desert. If you want great nightlife, great food, Tijuana, Oceanside, you're going to pay for it. You pay for what you get. Bottom line, that's how life is. There's no other way to look at it. And Johnny Watt, he knows what it's all about. He's down there.
Yeah, he sent me a lot of good information too.
Tara's down there.
He gave me a lot of links and stuff.
The Jews, you're in Oklahoma, brother. You know, there ain't much to do over there. I used to live in Arkansas, and Oklahoma's...
You want this now, or you want it in the refrigerator here?
Huh?
You want this now?
I'll get it in a bit. I'm going to finish this up. But look at somebody like Juice. You live in Oklahoma. I drove by Oklahoma. It's a very flat place. Not much to do. You know, they get battered with tornadoes. Is there a good barbecue over there? Probably. It's the South, you know. It's kind of considered the South, kind of. I mean, it's not really the Midwest, you know. Is there a good barbecue there? Probably. I think there might be some decent barbecue, but really, what is there to do in Oklahoma? You know, compared to San Diego. If you told me, would you live in Oklahoma or San Diego? Well, I live in Arkansas. I know what it's like. I was born and raised in Arkansas. Hop, skip, and jump away from where you're at. I didn't like it. So, everybody has their own view of quality of life. Kenny G lives in Kansas. I think Kansas and Oklahoma are some of the most boring states to live in. Rosie lives up here in California, Santa Rosa. Look how she made the change from Baltimore to Santa Rosa. For some reason, she likes it here. She's got her own reasons.
It's a great place to live around here.
But,
I always told you, if you ever came to California, it would be like, if you live in a van, it would be like paradise. For a van dweller, it's like the perfect place.
Rosie's found, you know, Rosie's just likes Santa Rosa. She settled over here. Look at that big change. Baltimore to Santa Rosa. From one side of the United States to all the way from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. I mean, you know, you look at the rancho, and you look at Rosie's property, and you look at what she's accomplished and what she's done and how she's fixed everything up in here. And she's proud of where she lives. She looks at the pros, not the cons, and she's happy. And she has a joyful spirit, and she has that positive outlook on life. I'm sure there's things. I'm sure there's things that she doesn't like about Santa Rosa, but she never points those out. She always loves to defend Santa Rosa. She points out. I mean, it's good to be critical to point out the cons of things in life. Rosie always builds up Santa Rosa, but There's a lot of good things about her. Yes, there's a lot of good things about her, about Santa Rosa. But she doesn't like the winter here. She doesn't like the rain here. She complains about the winter.
I don't like the rainy season.
The rainy season, she doesn't like that here, I'm sure there's a lot of things she doesn't like about Santa Rosa, but she never talks about it.
I like to work. I like to feel like I accomplished something in my day. That's right, Richard. Let's see, Beavis. I mean, that's right. I like to work hard.
Rosie always likes to point out the pros, and I point out more of the cons. I'm critical. I don't like to sugarcoat things. I like to tell people, yeah, there's cool things about this place.
Well, you haven't seen anything yet. I haven't taken time to really show you anything.
She's a big defender and
When you see Guerneville, it's a nice little town up there on the river.
I'm excited to see San Francisco.
It's cold.
I've always wanted to see San Francisco, San Diego, and Los Angeles, but I think Rosie should. Just as an interesting thing, she should point out the cons of Santa Rosa. She always talks about how great it is, but she never talks about things she doesn't like.
Tax rate is very high up here.
You don't like the winters or rainy season?
I don't like the rainy season at all.
I know she complains about that.
I determined that when I had the chance, I would never spend another winter in Santa Rosa.
She doesn't like the winter.
For 9 months of the year, it's a beautiful place to live. For the other 3 months, it's a drag over here. Wood stove. It's cold here tonight. It's going to go down to 45 degrees. No, I'm never negative. I'm always positive about.
But she's realistic though.
Life. Look at the sky. It's blue. Oh man, McFly, 13 degrees. Yes.
The thing about Santa Rosa, it gets too cold in the nighttime.
There you go, Johnny Watt. How do you like that? His taxes are $85 a year in Mexico down there.
Didn't he say he lives in Rosarito?
There you go, Kitten Cat. She says, I'm not spending another. Yeah, he lives in Rosarito down there. Mm-hmm. Kitten Cat's like, I'm not spending another month in New York City. So there you go. Yeah, it's a very liberal place here. There's no doubt about that. And if you're a conservative like I am here, it's a very difficult place the politics are lousy. Where's your dog? He's in bed right now, so he needs his 12 hours a night.
What are the other downfalls?
Yeah, I love Dame Edna Everage. Yes, I do.
What else do you not like about Santa Rosa?
Let's see. It's got a lousy local government here. Mm-hmm. They have a big city with a small government mentality here. The fires totally overwhelmed this city's capability to
firefighting capabilities.
Well, not just that, but the post-fire, the city was so far over its head with what to do. Thank you, Dawn.
Did FEMA come in to Santa Rosa?
Yes, they did. In a big way.
They came in and gave people
FEMA and the EPA. Every one of the 6,000 homes that were burned. They had to come in, and the EPA had to oversee every site. Every burn site, every foundation had to be removed. Think about that, because the heat actually cracked foundations here.
Yeah.
All the foundations had to be dug out, and 6 inches of topsoil had to be removed from every site.
Oh.
Big job. I like San Diego. I've always liked San Diego. I knew when Marshall saw San Diego down there, and I never knew the boondocking would be so good. I knew that he would like. San Diego, because if you could have a job there and not have to pay high rent, you were living the
high life.
High life, exactly. We have kooky Congress people here. I don't like that. So. It's just chilly.
So, Rosie, you're saying that I'm not going to like LA as much as San Diego?
No.
Really? Is that your prediction?
Yeah.
Is there anything that I'm going to like?
You like West Hollywood? You like Westwood? You might like Wilshire, Sunset Boulevard, but
most of the rest of
it, I think that you would find it stressful, the driving conditions and things.
So certain areas I like, right? Of Los Angeles.
Yeah, certain areas, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like Venice Beach because it's colorful, but you would go there and say, man, it's so ghetto. These people are so crazy on Venice Beach because it's young people living the same kind of lifestyle that you do. They're all in vans and let's see. Yeah, studio and apartment. That's about the same here, Beavis, a studio apartment. Check boat yards. Boat yards always want 24/7 free security. That's what I say. The best. Excuse me. The best thing you do is get a job where the boss says, "Yeah, no problem. Keep your van on the property here," and that would be great. I've never been to Seattle before. Never been to Seattle. I know I got to break out the new sleeping bag. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Unbelievably. Seattle traffic is worse than LA. LA's got some pretty, drive down the 405, 410 freeway down there. It's pretty bad. Let's see. Meanwhile, back on the ranch, right?
It's always cool to see different places so you can see what it's like to get an idea if you'd like to live there or work there. Good to get a preliminary view of different places, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna cook me up some noodles for my snack.
Ramen noodles, okay.
This place runs on ramen noodles.
Yeah. Rosie's Rancho diet. Coffee in the morning, ramen noodles at night, and a cold Michelob Ultra. Now sometimes she cooks. You know, I've seen her cook. She cooked pot roast. Sometimes she cooks, but it's kind of rare. Mostly bacon. She likes coffee and baked items, you know. And once she made that lemon meringue pie, it looked pretty good. I think Rosie could probably just survive on lemon meringue pie. Or muffins. I mean, I think that's all she would basically eat. She doesn't eat that much. She could probably survive on a cup of ramen noodles, a muffin, a coffee, and a beer.
Beer.
The whole day, you know. I don't think Rosie needs a 5-course meal, or, you know, she doesn't need to have a whole smorgasbord, you know. Like, she likes to hear about football, but she won't sit down and watch a football game and have chicken wings and Hillshire cocktail wieners and jalapeno poppers and, you know, the finger foods. Queso and chips. She doesn't munch on anything or snack on anything. She's pretty minimalistic when it comes to her, you know, daily diet. Does she splurge sometimes on Chinese food? Yeah, I mean, I've seen her splurge in Oakland, going to Chinese restaurants, and you know, she'll have a $9.99 ribeye in Vegas, but she's pretty conservative and frugal with her spending habits. She's not a diva. Rosie is the kind of girl where she could shoot pool at the local bar with Kenny and Juice.
You know what you should do? You should open that drain for the water tank tonight.
Why?
And because it's going to have to be removed, that water tank.
Oh,
you know?
that drain is a little bit tricky. There's different positions of it, and
well, you should hear it if it's emptying. You should hear it on the ground.
Oh, okay.
But be very careful because that's a very brittle.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like re-fiberglassing that tank.
You mean to get it more rigid, waterproof?
More rigidity to it.
Yeah.
It's very easy to snap off
one of those connections to it.
Exactly, then you're really screwed.
So, yeah, I've got my secret moderator set up on Elvis Travels. I'm excited about it. So the next time I go live, they'll be watching. Nobody knows who this person is, and this person will never comment. They will remain hidden. But every troll that I can't see, that's got me blocked, that comes in on the on my side chat, will eventually be like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, terminated. Hasta la vista, baby. Hold on, let me do Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hasta la vista, baby. Hasta la vista, baby. That's the trick on getting rid of the hidden trolls. You have to have a moderator who's unseen, and nobody knows who he is. And the only person that will know who this moderator is Smooth Operator, because he's my only moderator now. But he's not going to tell you who this person is. They're going to be a ghost moderator on Elvis Travels. And there won't be any more ghosting trolls helping themselves to Elvis Travels site chat. I just set it up today with this individual, and they're going to be doing the job. So that's the last step that I have on the channel.
All right.
Ramen noodles.
A little bit of a snack, yeah. All right. Oh. Does it smell good? Yeah, it does smell good.
You gonna throw some soy sauce in there?
No, I don't. It's already I eat it like it is, man. I like it. All right.
Rosie used to snack on some other stuff. I think it was popcorn, right?
Yeah, I used to love popcorn.
I think regular or caramel or cheese. I think regular.
Just like I like cheese, like a Parmesan or something like that.
I used to see Rosie munch on a lot of popcorn. I remember watching her over the years.
Let's see. Get a heart health checkup. Anyway, yeah, there's things I don't like about this. I don't like the traffic around town. You saw when we were just giving you a tour around, and that Saturday it was all stuffed up on the freeway.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of traffic, yeah.
Yep. A lot of traffic. Yeah, I love. Bless you. I love popcorn. Bless you.
Rosie loves popcorn. What is Rosie's favorite cookie? Cookies to bake.
I love shortbread cookies. Oh, damn, that's hot. Wow.
Ooh. Shortbread.
Yep.
I thought she liked oatmeal
Walker
raisin.
shortbread cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, we love Choo-Choo Santa Rosa. Well, tomorrow is another day, so
it's another day. But Rosie knows when I'm motivated to do something.
He's out there and doing it.
I'm out there in a heartbeat. She saw how I was a beast on that.
What's your favorite bird? I always like, I guess, the cardinal, and the cardinal and the bluebird. I think
the blue jay.
Bluebird. Santa Rosa has blue. West Coast has bluebirds, not blue jays.
Oh.
Yeah, I like flowers. I like carnations. I've always liked carnations. Yeah, I saw you, Chef. I popped in, but your guy's stream had gone off.
If you had to say, Rosie, that your favorite fruit tree, if you could plant it on the rancho, what would it be? Your favorite fruit tree? If you were going to add a fruit tree, or do you already have your favorite? If you had to plant
I really like a Bing cherry. That's like my really
They're
good.
not too sweet though, right?
No, but they're nice. They're meaty. They're very meaty. Yeah, blue jays are aggressive in bluebirds. Why doesn't Elvis talk to Chad? I think people get annoyed with him because he talks at... I don't really know. I'm not sure.
We had a cherry tree on the property in Arkansas, and the
How
birds...
come you don't have a set of scales in your house? For what, MSG? What kind of scales? I have baking scales for weighing out ingredients. I love peaches. I love a good peach.
It's hard to find a good peach.
And I love a good plum. No, kitten cat. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm hungry. This is what Joey D brought up. Some of these noodles here. You hungry, Marshall?
No, I actually
chow down on Bobby's pizza tonight.
Yeah.
What did you think about seeing Bobby tonight?
Oh, I was glad. Yeah, I was happy to see Bobby, and I'm so glad that he's doing okay. And I really like Bobby, and I've bonded with him over the years, hanging out with him in Vegas, and I think he's just part of this Wing Bull family. Wing Bull
Mafia. You say Trump is great in Chinese.
And
Nega Zongdong, Trump, Bi Chitada Zongdong, Fei Chan Hao. It means Trump is the best. Compared to others, he's the best of the best.
I'm surprised as much as Rosie likes Asian food that she doesn't have a big wok in there.
I do have a wok.
Making her own Asian food.
I have a wok right up here.
Yeah. I think at all the years that Rosie lived in China, and her ex-wife is Chinese, and that she doesn't cook more Chinese food. I have a friend who's from Thailand, and that guy cooks up a storm. He's got a rice cooker, and he'll cook up curries and all kinds of stuff.
I worked for the Royal Bank of Canada. It was business development and opening up China for the Royal Bank of Canada just after Tiananmen Square. Trump was epic tonight. That's good, Scarlett. Let's see. Kelly says, Elvis, why do you ignore the chat?
Oh, I like to speak my mind more than read the chat. I'm more of commentary. Like a radio show program. Like, I like to be the host and you're the audience, and I just like to be, So Rosie, what is it? What Asian food can you cook good? Is there
I can do a stir fry good. Mm-hmm. I can do fried rice good.
Mm-hmm.
I can do seafood well in a wok. I can do cook up dumplings and things like that.
One time I made Mongolian beef and it was so good. I did a recipe for Mongolian beef, and it came out really good. And one time I made this bomb potato salad. put all kinds of stuff in there. You know, fresh.
What would you put in there? Parsley, mayonnaise.
Man, I put fresh garlic in there, red onions.
I've never had garlic in a
oh
potato
man, I
salad.
put pickles in there and mustard and.
Oh, okay, Kid Kat. I think he always has opinions about what I do in life. Marshall always has opinions about things. He never fails to express himself on every.
I'm very expressive.
How can you eat that? You don't have anything in your refrigerator. Last night he was raging. You know, there's nothing to eat around.
The best thing to eat in that
Tell
refrigerator.
Tell me what happened last
Yeah, the funny thing is, the best thing to eat in that at the Rancho fridge in there. I mean, yeah, we know that Rosie's got some good cod from the fishing trip and salmon. I'm gonna eat those up. I'm gonna polish those off. But as far as everyday things, the best thing to eat in the Rancho fridge, you guys want to know what it is? It's her dog Georgie's turkey Oscar Mayer links. I could char those up. I could steam them. I'd make a heck of a dog. Georgie's eating better than me. Heck, I've been eating Campbell's chunky soup.
He was freaking out last night. He was so hungry. He was raging through here. There's nothing to eat There's nothing to eat in this place. What is wrong with you people over here? You don't have snacks.
They don't really have anything in stock. Missy Jen's got
just
some
beer
Swanson.
And beer.
I like Swanson's turkey dinners. And Missy Jen likes the Swanson dinners too. She has some in there, but I don't want to polish those off. Those are Jen's. But they don't have
Jen
much.
actually gets along very well with Marshall.
We get along great. But I just think that I thought when I come into the Rancho, heck, I'm coming to the Rancho, man. She's gonna have some goodies in there. She's gonna have some.
I don't think I bought him a dinner in Santa Rosa yet. Here.
No. Rosie doesn't keep much in this fridge here, really. She doesn't. I thought her fridge would be packed with stuff. Most of the stuff.
Beer.
She's got more. I was thinking, heck, I could grab me a can of Coke or something, but it's all beer. It's all this cans of beer and stuff. She reminds me of the chairman of the board.
I'm a cheapskate. That's right.
She reminds me of the chairman of the board, Norm. He had more beer in his place. But the chairman had, you know what he had in his place that I had? He had some maple syrup. I used that to put in my tea. He had a bunch of bottles of maple syrup. He had some cool maple syrup tea, some blueberry tea. He had some orange juice in there.
Yeah, the fridge is definitely disappointing, Marshall.
I was surprised when I went to the chairman of the board's fridge and Rosie's fridge. It let me down because he doesn't have nothing to eat in there. Well, the chairman mostly orders out. He'll order pizza or Chinese. But Rosie doesn't order any food. I mean, she can survive on a cup of ramen noodles. Rosie eats like a person living out of a car, basically. I mean, here she is at this rancho.
Good night, KR. That's why I adapted so well to the van life, because it's like, wow, I'm really eating high on the hog, $15 a day budget. It's like, woo.
When you live in a home and you have a nice kitchen, you have the luxury of cooking.
He did buy his own food.
You have the luxury of cooking you up a really nice meal. Does Rosie bake? Yeah, she bakes. But she doesn't cook as I thought that she would. She rarely cooks. And cooking a nice meal at home.
There you go, Juice. That's how I have.
I was surprised that Rosie doesn't cook a lot. She doesn't really. That's what surprises me about her. She'll be
all
content.
The secrets are unveiled now on the rancho here.
She'll be.
What shocked you the most? The lack of food in the fridge, or that nobody cooks around here?
Yeah. What shocks me most is the lack of food in the fridge and that Rosie barely cooks. I thought she would be cooking up a storm and she'd have her fridge filled with a lot of good food. And I just saw her take some spinach and shredded carrots out of one of those pre-made salad things and throw it on the plate, and she's munching on it. And
I make great bread. Okay, good night. Love you, Joe Smith. Thanks for stopping by, my Baltimore girl.
But Rosie should do more cooking, I think. I mean, when you have a home and you got a nice kitchen, You have space to cook.
You know, but I'm always I'm always kind of involved in projects, and you know, I'm always kind of doing something. And like I say, I eat to live. I don't live to eat. So it's kind of a difference. Like Marshall will go in there and he'll do a gourmet. You'll buy some chorizo and chop it up and
I made an omelet. Yeah, I made an omelet.
Hey, William.
With chorizo and diced red onions and fresh lime juice on the top.
He was going to town in that kitchen. Yep.
And yeah, I'm just surprised that Rosie doesn't really do more cooking. I'm really, really surprised. I've seen her cook, but very rarely. Probably once a month. I've seen her make. One time she made a pot roast. I remember she made a pot roast. That was one time I remember.
Yeah, I make a good beef stew. I make a good chili. I make a really great spaghetti sauce. Yeah.
I've seen her make lasagna. I've seen her make the beef stew. I've seen her make a good spaghetti, but that's about it. You rarely ever see her cooking a meal, you know. So Rosie could live on one muffin and one cup of ramen and a cup of coffee the whole day and a couple of cold beers. I mean, you're talking about that's pretty much the food of a trucker or a
The only thing we cooked, Missy Jen cooked the rancho cut on Sunday, the tri-tip. Other than that, we haven't done any. I mean, I know I should do more, and you know, I don't mind feeding another person here, but I get focused on projects and things, and it's like now the van is kind of top of mind. You know, I had Missy Jen. Getting her, she's doing really, really well, and now I'm thinking about Vegas and all that. Yeah, you should be cooking for Rosie and Missy Jen. There you go.
Well, I like making chicken piccata. I love chicken piccata. I made it before, and there were some recipes on the internet with making a nice lemon butter sauce with some capers and lemon juice and butter. I love chicken piccata.
I don't have a lot of money to blow in Mexico. And I know what a girl's hiney and tits look like, so I don't need to see it at a club. You know, I don't mind going and exploring the nightlife, and I had a great time. But I always got to kind of keep one eye over my shoulder just to be aware of my surroundings. Let's face it, when you go into club areas, you're in like a, you know, you're like in a certain universe down there, and people, there tend to be a lot of lowriders around those kind of areas. So no problem, spirits. Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, thank you. I just do a lot of work. I do try to keep in shape. Eat, pray, love. So you know, we'll put Marshall in the kitchen and see what he can.
Another thing that really surprised me about seeing Rosie and Jen the way they live in the rancho here. I had never seen them turn on the TV. I thought they might turn the TV on and watch something on TV. Well, first of all, they barely have any channels. They got the most basic cable channel. I tried to watch Monday Night Raw on USA. They don't even have Monday Night Raw at the rancho on USA. I couldn't even watch Raw. I think she's only got,
like
10,
Surprise.
I think she's only got like 15 channels. Even Mr. X, which is a frugal Polish guy gourmet in Chicago, has got more channels.
Gourmet.
Even the frugal Polish guy like Mr. X has more channels there in Chicago at Wimble headquarters.
But you got a TV. There's a TV out in the Shine Shack and stuff, isn't there?
But you got something on your leg there, but. Yeah, I was surprised that they don't watch TV at all. I've never seen them turn the TV on. And they don't have much. I mean, they got a few channels on it. I don't know how many, because like I said, I think she's only got 10 channels.
Yeah.
So
I literally watch TV about 3 times a year.
So the only thing that really, they're more on the internet. That's what really surprised me. When you see people, you know, when you see Rosie.
Yeah, when I have YouTube, I mean, TV's so boring compared to, I can click in here and it's like, wow, there's always something going on, you know. I can see who was chatting overnight. I can click on the stream and listen to it. I mean, I'd rather listen. To me, I catch the news. I watch Bloomberg all the time to keep up on news and things like that.
The other thing about Santa Rosa that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. The dogs around here are her neighbors' dogs are very attentive. So you hear them barking literally every 5 minutes. They're barking, and after a while, it kind of gives you a headache. And a lot of people here, these Mexican people that live here, because Rosie lives in a mainly blue-collar Mexican area. It's all Mexicans, basically, 90%. And you hear a lot of sound systems and vehicles, a lot of really, really good
boom boxes.
Boom boxes. You hear that constantly.
Bass boom,
constantly. But
yeah.
Overall, it's pretty quiet for what it is.
Good job, Domino, right at the fence line there, Jessica. Domino and Penny and Millie Vanilli over there.
And lastly, about the rancho, one thing I like is Rosie set up a lot of these bushes here, whatever they call those.
Good night, faces.
What do they call those bushes?
Nice to see. They're called bottle brush. They're from Australia.
Yeah, some aggressive bottle brush bushes that she set up, and it gives you a privacy zone. It's pretty the property from the front, you can barely see anything. You'd have to peek your head over the fence. In the back, it's more wide open. Why don't you set up more of that bottle brush in the back to cover that up?
Oh, I don't know. It's just...
get more privacy.
I have a 6-foot fence back there, so...
I like her idea of the bottle brush.
There you go, Kim C. Thank you. If you'd like to buy me earplugs, there's my
If this was my property, I would be... If I didn't have the money to put like a 10-foot wooden fence... I just set up a bunch of this bottle brush, and that way people couldn't see into the property. You'd have more privacy from.
I'll tell you, Missy, you're funny as hell, man. Your comments are a hoot. No, he's not complaining. It's just that this is a totally different. He hadn't been to California really. He drove through on a truck, but there's so much to like in this state, and we haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, do you want to be a tour? You want to be toured around, or do you want to do van? You got to prioritize what's important to you. There's so many good things to see here, and and wine tastings and free. Like Corbel champagne cellars. Marshall can get his suit on and go be a high styler up at the wine tasting events. It's nice. Last weekend we had the big Grand Cycling Fondo here. The one of the big cycling events.
One thing that Narcy told me, Santa Rosa it's very divided. You rarely see any African Americans here. Very, very low population. I don't know about Asian people or Indian. I haven't seen any. The only people that I've seen, I guess, in Rosie's area particularly, it's a very, very high Latin Mexican area. And one thing that Narcy told me before I came here, he says, be prepared for the Mexican presence in Rosie's area. And it's a very overwhelming, I would say 95% of the people that live here are Mexican.
Yeah, we've got there's some pretty terrible neighborhoods in it's a city of the size of Buffalo, New York. So it's it has some negative, really dangerous areas around here where I wouldn't go down. And told Marshall this is not the area you want to come down to when we.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell on the surface too much, but you could tell when the grass isn't cut, and it's just like.
Well, I look at it this way now.
Dumpy RVs on the property.
After seeing Rosie walk around Santa Rosa, you'll see her boss walk mostly by the park with a bunch of homeless people. But now seeing Santa Rosa in person, especially this area, there's a lot of highly Mexican area, and if you see Rosie as a white person, even people might think, even if it doesn't matter if she's transgender or woman, whatever, you see a white person with, walking in a Mexican area, with a selfie stick with some, a big rack and some Daisy Dukes, and the
big smile
and the Ray-Ban Wayfarers. Those are Those are a Rosie's signature item. You got to have the Ray-Ban Wayfarers. Hey, let me tell you something.
They were a hit in Mexico, man.
It'd be
hey,
like
chiquita. Hey.
It'd be like me putting on some Ray-Bans, and
there's a lot of gangs around Santa Rosa. Yeah,
this is an area that, let's put it, Rosie sticks out like a sore thumb. Not because she's not passable as a transgender. No, she's passable. But this is a white person, wearing Daisy Dukes with, with a stick in her hand.
He says oversized tits,
Hey, these senors and senoritas here are probably going to be like, who the heck is this? This is our turf. This is Saturday. It doesn't fit in. I mean, there's 20 food trucks down there. It's all Mexican. I mean, but it's not as dangerous and ghetto as Chula Vista, California. The Mexicans here are more of a hard-working, blue-collar, if you want to call them, wine grape pickers or landscapers, or they're working at Amy's.
Amy's Kitchen, yeah.
These are just working people. They're working, they're living. There's 20 Mexicans to one house. That's why there's vehicles parked all over the city streets here. You can't find if I wanted to find a parking spot.
Hardly pull your van in.
There are no parking spots. It was easier to find parallel parking in residential areas in Pacific Beach and San Diego than it is here in Santa Rosa, because there's 20 Mexicans to a house, and every city street has Mexican cars on the street.
Yeah, we have extreme population density.
Very high.
So, that's why it's so rare to have an open spot of land in the
back.
In the back there. That's why Missy Jen loves that so much back there.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wish he would do something with that hair. I don't know. I think he's going for the Steven Seagal.
So these are my first impressions of Santa Rosa. I mean, we just scratched the surface, This is
you haven't really seen anything yet. When I start take the time, I can't work every day, but to take the time, the workload just decreased dramatically here, which is great. I mean, I'm not here to work like a dog for, to do this. So and I think Marshall will be happier too at the end of the day to be out and taking some time to look around and appreciate daytime. Some of the beauty of looking up at the Golden Hills and the harvest time and the grape fields, and seeing some of the fantastically beautiful wineries around.
Right. One thing with Rosie is another thing. She is a daytime person. She doesn't go out in the nighttime at all when she's here at home. She's a very early bird, classic, Johnny on the spot daytime person. You have to change your schedule, and I have, and earlier.
It'll get more as we get into the after Las Vegas. When we get back to Las Vegas, the days will be earlier here and getting underway. It'll be very crisp in the morning, and it'll be getting it done here. So I'm more excited about the build than I was this afternoon for sure, because of a little change and a little thought processes.
And I think every day that we work on this van, you feel accomplished, even when you do something small. Even though we didn't do much today. I took the jackknife sofa out, which was quite a job to take it out. You have to take it out.
I couldn't believe you got it out yourself out of the van. I thought you'd have to gut everything to get it out.
You have to take it out in two pieces, and then I put it back together, and then that gave Rosie an opportunity to take a look and see what was down there, and it just feels good to accomplish something, even though it wasn't much, but just every day doing something different. We're not in a rush, and but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Having had the there you go, Missy. Having had the taste of Mexico, am I excited to go down to Ensenada and Rosarita? Yeah, I am. I'm excited about that, and so I want to get the bill. I don't want to be lollygaggling when it comes to the building. Electrocute your genital.
Damn, Cyber. I thought you were sweet.
Well, I think that in a way, our travels to Mexico, I could, I got Rosie to see Mexicali, San Luis, Tijuana, and Los Algodones. There's 4 Mexican towns.
Damn,
And
Jessica, could you believe Cyborg over there? Damn.
Rosie's been inspired and motivated to get out of her routine box because when you get to Rosie's age, she's in her golden years now.
I know you are a Cyborg. I like you too. I like your voice, but no more flicking boogers on the floor, Marshall. Okay.
Rosie's routine of Vegas and Reno has now been shaken up.
Yeah, it's shaken up, just like my food routine was shaken up in 2015. I remember Marshall when I went out to Chicago to help him with the van in 2015. Do you know what this guy tells me? He says, you go to the same place every week for 2 years and eat the same crap. And we came back and we ripped off 150 food reviews over the next 3 years. And incidentally, tomorrow night we may take Marshall on we're thinking about having a taco crawl and going out and trying the various tacos up and down. This is one of the United States' premier taco roads here on the Avenue of Love. So go up there and would you be interested in that? Because it's not expensive.
I can't really chew.
Oh, that's
anything.
right.
I'm still at my chewing thing. I would accompany you and film you, but I just can't. I can't really do any taco chewing now.
Yeah, I can't. I keep forgetting you had the dental work done down there. So, your molar caps should be set by now. They should be all right.
Well, it's been. I still have a lot of pain.
Hell, I came out of my own, root canals and caps, and
when you get
next day I was like, "Woo!"
When you get extractions with infections that I had, and also especially the wisdom tooth removal surgery. That's a major thing, so it takes a long time.
Bissy says once he sees you eating, he won't pass it. He went for that pizza last night. He was hungry, man.
I can chew with my front teeth here and swallow, but I don't want to chew on my sides.
He was rocking it, man. He was in like fight mode. Give me something to eat in this refrigerator. I can't find anything to eat in here. This is just crap. Why don't you have anything to eat?
I just want to go to some places that have some good soft soups, like maybe a broccoli cheese soup, some mashed potatoes, stuff like that. I could go to those kind of places.
So, hopefully by next week he'll be good to enjoy hang out in Vegas and all that. A lot of people interested in meeting you down there, Marshall. Don Cookie being worth more. Rosie O'Kelly. What about? I missed the comment. The chat's moving too fast here. Rosie O'Kelly. What about his eye check? Diabetes is damaging them. I'm really no expert. That's going to be up to Marshall to figure that out.
Well, I'm actually getting less watery eyes. I'm not getting that much. I'm not really. It's not really happening as much as it used to. So,
I mean, when he wants to get down to a work day, he can really get to it. I was like, whoa! You mean you pulled that jackknife sofa out by yourself? Yeah, still going to Vegas on Sunday, Cyborg. Yep. When he's motivated, he's an extremely hard physical worker. Vegas isn't worth it anymore with resort. Well, this will be my final fling till next summer down there, so it's fine.
Oh, that's a good point from that person that said that the resort fees, which
see you later, McFly,
and the cost for parking, that's bringing up the cost of going to Vegas. Even though
it is, they're sucking anything out.
Yeah.
Well, it's more on me, Kit and Kat. I scored a good repeat. I got I got so many nights on hotels.com over the last 2 years. I got to burn off some of these before 2020. So this will be my fling down there. So food traps, cookie bag with mouse traps. Imagine putting some snacks out and Marshall reaches his hand in. There's a fucking mouse trap in there. Snap. That's great, Honey Badger. That's funny.
Like I said, there's not much to eat here.
MSG, I don't even know you. This first time you've appeared in my chat. Go troll elsewhere. You know nothing about the guy. Let's see. Say you don't want the resort fee. Really, Kaylee? I've never had that experience. Never have that experience. Yeah, that's quality content. No, because I'm out usually doing my own thing. Today was honestly the first day I've addressed anything on the van. I changed out the voltage regulator. I'm still kind of iffy. To me, it makes sense just to throw up a heavy duty alternator just for the future because the thing is going to burn out anyway. So I'm looking at electrical stuff, trying to understand the cruise control wiring and things. He thinks the guy told him there's a grounding issue on it. I'm kind of on that, so we'll see.
I think the replacement of the alternator is a pretty essential thing.
Well, you know who's going to crawl under the ground with the wrenches and stuff like that. It ain't going to be me.
I don't mind doing it.
That's fine.
They say it's pretty easy to get to, right?
Well, if you're underneath the rig.
Yeah.
My days of going under the rig are over.
As long as Rosie...
Hey, how you doing, Monique? Yeah, I got all the tools.
And tells me how to do it. That's the same with Mr. Rice.
Guys, release the tension on the serpentine belt, and then there's one bolt that holds the alternator to the block, and that's it. Remove that and make sure it doesn't fall on your face and smash your teeth, and you'll be okay. It's the easiest job. There's one wire that goes to the back of it. That's all. So let's see. So yeah, the voltage regulator.
Do you remember the maintenance that you did on Little Rascal 1? Mm-hmm. Coachman van, you remember what you did to it?
The first Coachman van?
Yeah.
I don't know. I did so many things to it that I can't even. I have to go back and watch all the videos. I'm not sure. Not sure, Missy. Check for good. Yeah, I'm going to do Francis. I got all that stuff covered, but I don't believe that the alternator's ever been changed out on the rig, and the brushes wear off on the armature and everything, and it's just like alternators for that year are so cheap. Modern alternators are so expensive, and the ones from the 80s and 90s are so cheap.
So cheap, yeah.
You can get a high output alternator
for $55.
And if you want to step up to a really nice unit, $80 to $100 gets you a beautiful high output alternator, which is
steel.
It's a steel. Compared to the way auto parts are priced these days, it's ridiculous. So, and there'll be a core deposit too to get the core back on that too. Right. Transmission's good. I want him to buy some Lucas transmission treatment and some for the engine too, Tim Jones. Okay. Lucas could be the difference between this rig running 5 more years with no transmission problems and no
I
engine
think it's probably
problems.
time to just change.
When the oil gets changed, put a quart of the Lucas top cylinder conditioner in, and throw a pint of this transmission treatment down the tube. It doesn't matter about if you overfill it in a transmission. It doesn't matter. No, I'll make sure it gets done. No, it can be show and it can be for go. Right now it's just for show, but I can flip the switch and it starts to put heat out there. And there are videos of me doing the installation and building the fireplace unit in over there. Actually, he's kept up on his oil changes and stuff a lot, Missy. I don't think he's ever let a long period. It's due for one now.
I don't
think he's ever.
I've changed oil myself
Mr. X got you involved in
Yeah, one thing that I need to get changed is drain and refill is the transmission oil filter and gasket.
Yeah.
That needs to be done.
We have all the oil wrenches and all that stuff to get that. I'm sure you have one too, an oil filter wrench and all that crap. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's always done that. I mean, I've kept up with his videos. I know the times that he does that. I mean, he's committed to making sure that the drivetrain is kept in good condition. Yeah, I'd like to put a little electric fireplace in the Lisa Marie with the disco ball and the mood lights and the karaoke wired in and all that, right? Coolant fluids. I would change the transmission fluid, put new ATF in, and then put some Lucas ATF conditioner in there. Yeah.
Well, you have a filter and gasket also for the transmission that goes in there.
Okay. Good night. Good night, Kit and Cat. Good to see you. I hope your sale settles okay, honey. So good for you. No, it's okay. I mean, some people that change out transmission fluid and they drain the torque converter have a lot of regret later because it doesn't prime properly and they burn out some of their internals on them. So you got to be very careful about being aggressive with changing transmission fluid and all that. So you never want to be any parts of that are dry in there. I think you've done a pretty good job keeping up with oil changes and things like that.
Yeah, I've done a good job on that.
I think we're both due. How many miles on the Lisa now?
About 82 or 83,000. Yeah. So, yeah.
I usually pay these. I see these for sale all the time in Santa Rosa and North Bay here that have usually 125 to 150,000 miles on these units. So I know that it's good for about 40,000 miles before it needs a general overhaul. And yeah, I encourage you to do that, but I know very well if you put some Lucas transmission conditioner in, you're going to be good for the rest of the life of the rig, period. And I'll stand by that. And the same thing with Lucas oil conditioner. It's the only product besides Marvel Mystery Oil that I really like.
The good thing about these vans is the maintenance parts are pretty cheap. To get them worked on is pretty cheap compared to newer vehicles because they're so simple. And you got
the Windsor 351 V8.
Right. You know, and the transmissions are also known to be good on the Ford.
3-speed. Yeah. From what simple 3-speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't have the problems.
Oh, I hope you feel better, Monique. Hey, Celeste, how are you? Measure what you're moving and place the same transmission. No, this is true miles. You can look at the engine compartment. This is true miles. Yeah, Lucas Oil is the real deal. I can't stress people enough. Oh, Yosemite, you know I like you, honey. I don't, you don't have to like everybody on the chat. And, my mods do a pretty good job of taking out the, the people that just want to be plain mean. So, yeah, I hope you feel better. Yeah, that's what you need to do. What Lucas does is give you cold start protection, which accumulates the most wear on an engine is its startup. Okay, that's when you do the most damage to your engine. Why? Because gravity has dropped all of the lubricants down to the bottom of the oil pan. Okay, so when that first 30 seconds is literally tearing your engine apart when you start up. The rear main seal, I looked at it. It's not a big amount of oil coming out of there. So, how much did you see coming out when it's hot?
Well, there's not much. Yeah. But it'd be good to clean that area up and monitor it.
Examine
more
that
closely.
A little bit. Okay.
And see, I know there is a leak there.
Yeah, I love Seafoam. I want him to put Seafoam in his gas tank. I want him to throw 2 bottles into the tank and fill 4 times a year when you fill it up, and it'll clean that thing up like unbelievably. I think that's with regular, fully synthetic. You don't need it from. Yeah, you do, Rubber Wilbur, because it's still with startup and things like that. Go for a drag race. Well, sometime go check out the Lucas Oil story. It's one of the most fascinating stories you'll see in the oil industry. A guy that developed his own oil treatment that would give him 17% more gas mileage for his fleet of semis. So water wetter for the cooling helps run lower temperature. Actually, your rig ran good temperature wise, didn't it? Coming up.
It ran pretty good. Yeah, it ran pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the venting on the front gas tank is a major issue right now as far as being on the road. And if we could figure out how to fix the cruise control, that'd be a big improvement. It'd be nice to.
Yeah, it's just not my highest priority, but
that's
I need the schematic, and I don't really have the proper manual right now. I don't have a shop manual. Mine's 1988, and there was a lot of changes for the 89 model year, so yeah, just have to wait and see. Any last words? I think we go on 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm going to get ready to close it down. I'd like to get an early start tomorrow. Earlier start tomorrow.
Yeah, my closing words.
Pretty experienced elbows, hairy balls with electrical stuff. So
my closing
comments.
Closing comments are: I think every day working on this rig, we'll learn something new. Hopefully, we will repair things. Hopefully, we'll upgrade things or, renovate things, build new things, and just move forward in a positive way. Every day will be a different project. And I'm not saying Rosie's going to work on this rig for hours a day, but she might dedicate an hour or two every day or a few days a week, and every day it'll be improved. And you can't do everything in one day, so I'm just going to look at the positive.
Night, Michelle.
And think positive and do positive, and we'll be okay.
Thank you to my moderators, Kim C., everybody else in here tonight, Jen. Thank you very much. It's not easy. I know we're having big chats and things these days, so thank you for your forbearance. Make sure to check out Insane Chef. He's in the chat here. I like his channel a lot. Make sure to sub him up. Let's see, Chrissy says, is Marshall going off YouTube like he said? I don't know. Stay tuned. That's all I can say. There's always a next chapter. Yeah, if you want to buy me earplugs, there's my PayPal. Kim, you're the best. Thank you, you guys. Thanks for being along. And let's give them a big woo.